Hi, I'm Dia. Welcome to 30-Day Yoga Party Day 25. Let's cool it down today with one final yin practice. Have all of your blocks handy, and I'll see you on the mat. Hi, friends. Let's start in a child's pose. Sit back on your heels. Let your thighs be just wide enough to act as a shelf for your outer ribs, and crawl your fingertips forward. Let your belly spill between your thighs. Take nice juicy breaths. Go ahead and just let go. And forehead to the mat. Good. You probably know this already, but if your forehead doesn't quite reach, go ahead and take a block and place it right under your forehead here, so you have some sense of grounding and support. And close your eyes, and just for a moment you can rest your elbows to the floor and turn your attention inward. Starting to observe your internal landscape today. Let go of anything you've done up until this moment. Let that be in the past. Put your to-do list on the shelf. You don't need to think about that right now, and you can just allow yourself to arrive in your body and live in each present moment as it unfolds before you. Take an inhale and sigh it out. Another inhale and exhale. Lift your gaze between your palms and start to shift yourself forward to this tabletop position. And once you arrive, sway your hips from side to side, left to right. Just pressing into each outer hip here. Good, and come through center, and you can let that belly drop, tail lift, gaze lift, and exhale, round through for cat. A couple more times like that. Breathe in to arch, and breathe out as you round. Breathe in, and breathe out. Good. From here, tuck your toes, press to an easy downward facing dog. This is not our prize winning downward facing dog. This is not our vinyasa down dog, but this is just a nice sort of indulgent stretch of the back of your body. One more inhale and exhale. Go ahead and gaze forward, shift your weight forward, lower your knees to your mat. And we're going to move to our first pose. So take your 2 blocks on either side of your mat. Or they can just be on the edge of your mat. And then you're going to step your right foot forward, and then tuck your back toes to send your left knee back a little bit. So you should, or you're aiming to be resting on sort of the top of your knee, not right on the kneecap. And we will hold here as our first hold. So if you know that you like some padding underneath that back knee, go ahead and take your blanket or fold your mat over like this. Okay? Take care of yourself. And here we go. We're starting in dragon pose. Take an inhale to start, and an exhale to stay. And as you're here at the edge of your flexibility, at the edge of your range, see if you can soften any muscles you're holding, any tension you're holding. Let your shoulders relax down. Whew. Let your belly soften and commit to stillness. This is what they call the good stress. The sort of stress that, in the end, will make your body stronger and more pliable. Take an inhale and exhale. Okay, press your palms down into your blocks. Send your hips to the back of your mat and straighten through your front leg. And pause here for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale. And an exhale. Good. Rebend your front knee. You could set your blocks out of the way for a moment. And from here, go ahead and plant your hands down to the earth. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and step to a downward facing dog. And again, you can walk out your dog by bending one knee and then the other. Feel a nice big stretch, almost like a yawn here, as you take a juicy inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Gaze between your palms again. Shift your weight forward and lower your knees down to your mat. This time you're going to step your left foot forward. Moving to that dragon pose on the other side. Tuck your back toes, shift that knee back, creating lots of space in the front of your right thigh, hip flexor here. And then if you need padding, of course, set that up. And then find yourself in a place that you can stay. Good. Right at your edge. Living dangerously. I mean, not literally, but take an inhale to start. And an exhale to stay. And throughout this yin practice, and really all of our practices, you can use your breath as a way to anchor you back to this moment. And then you can take this pose just breath to breath. So if I told you that we're here for 3 minutes, you might be like, holy cow, no thank you. But if we can just say, take one breath and then take another, it sort of helps us through. Breathe in and breathe out. Press your palms down into your block. Shift your hips to the back of your mat and go ahead and flex those left toes. Whew. Take an inhale and exhale. Good. Shift your weight forward. Set your blocks out of the way. Again, palms down, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee and step to downward facing dog. As you walk out your dog with your knees, you can walk your palms back toward your feet. And once they arrive, separate your feet a little wider than your hips. Soften your knees and take hold of opposite elbows. In Yin, this is called a dangle. Good. We're going to stay here for about a minute. Try not to lock out your knees, meaning if you have straight legs, don't press them, bam, back to the back of your mat, but keep some softness to your knees. Let the crown of your head heavy towards the floor, the back of your neck nice and long. Feel the back of your legs open up. Take an inhale and exhale. You can release your hands to the floor. Crawl forward just a little bit so you can bend your knees and lower them down to your mat. Set up your knees, your feet about hips width distance, and then tuck your toes behind you and come to sit back on your heels. This might be sort of intense for some of us, so just do your best. If sitting all the way back is a little too intense, you can always tense your fingers here, looking for a stretch in the arch of your feet. Okay, and if you are able to sit here, swim your hands behind you and release your fingers at your low back, and then send your knuckles down towards the earth, which lets your shoulders rotate open, chest open. You can lift your gaze slightly. Beautiful. Take an inhale and exhale. Go ahead and release that. Bring your palms back in front of you. You can cross at your ankles and then go ahead and shift back so your legs can free themselves in front of you. If you do have a blanket or a prop resembling a blanket, go ahead and take that, fold it so it's pretty even, and then we're going to sit right on top of it for this final yin pose. Sometimes it's nice to elevate our hips so we can find a little more length in our spine, a little more access to the range that lives in our pelvis. Oh, good. And our hips and our low back and our spine. Good. From here, caterpillar. Also have your strap handy. You might want that. Inhale to reach your hands to the sky. Flex your feet. And now exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands outside of your feet to your ankles, to your shins. Or if you'd like, you can take your strap and let that help you find a nice forward fold here. Okay. And we'll breathe in together. And we'll exhale to stay. Soften your glutes, soften your thighs. Whew. Unclench your jaw and let your brow relax. What a checklist. This is a passive stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. And start to walk your hands back towards your hips as you roll up through your spine. And then once you arrive, just pause here in a nice tall seat as your body collects itself and lets go of that pose we were just in. Good. Shift your seat to the middle of your mat. Take your blanket and go ahead and unfold it and lay it over yourself. Nice and cozy. You can tuck those toes in and then gently come to lay on your back. We are in Shavasana mode. Good. And you can let your palms rest face up as per usual, or have two palms face down on your belly. Let's all breathe in together and breathe out for Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. Bring some small, easy movements to your body. Stretch your arms overhead And roll to your favorite side and walk yourself up to a seated position, and we'll face towards each other. You can keep this blanket with you, stay nice and tucked in and cozy. And press palms to heart center, slight bow of your head with so much gratitude. Thank you for your practice. Namaste.